Ladies and gentlemen, holy smokes. It is week 15 of the NFL season. It is New York Giants heading to see the Washington Commanders, the flex at FedEx. It is fantasy football playoffs. We had Saturday football, an amazing game. We had the largest comeback in NFL history. We had snow. We got World Cup. This is an insane day, and we want to thank you guys for joining us. I am super excited. Without further ado, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Awthentik. Welcome, sir.
I'm only here because I got to be here on my Marshawn Lynch vibes. Otherwise, I'll be getting ready for this game, man, because, we got a matchup tonight, man. I'm looking forward to this, man. But shout out to the Buffalo Bills, man. That was one of the best games I've seen the whole entire year. And the Vikings game was great, too. But the Buffalo Bills game, to end that one in the snow, man, and me and the Beard have been talking about this thing about the playoff atmosphere, which is what we're hoping to see tonight at FedEx Field, where the crowd is extremely loud and every play actually matters. You really saw that in that Buffalo Bills game, man, and they get the 3-point victory there late, man. That was a great game to watch, but I'm good otherwise, man.
Yeah, it was an absolutely insane game. It's crazy because Awthentik texted me, and literally as he was texting me, I had my phone in the text box getting ready to text him because of that conversation we had about playoff atmosphere, and it felt like it. And I thought the Miami Dolphins, obviously there was a great game by the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen, sometimes Josh Allen does things that, that's why he's up there in those tiers of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I thought the Miami Dolphins played very well, especially coming off of that game against the Los Angeles Chargers last week. I thought Tua made some big plays. Waddle obviously had a great game. Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, they came out running the ball, and he ran extremely well.
Yeah,
I want to say he had like 100 yards in the first half.
The burst of speed you're seeing like straight off the line, man. He just looked healthy, man. That looked like Raheem Mostert that was in San Francisco, man. Just running tough, man, and he really kept him in that game. And speaking of the playoff atmosphere type thing, right? The number one thing that I really noticed outside of the crowd was the battle in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure that was on Josh Allen in that game and the pressure that was on Tua in that game. To me, you're seeing guys who are really leaving it all out there on the field, and to me, that really represents that playoff atmosphere. It's like it just seems like the quarterbacks are having to get rid of the ball a little bit faster now or make their decisions faster. And especially from Josh Allen's perspective, I was really watching the game from his perspective because he's my fantasy quarterback and whatnot. And you just saw it. Every time he said hike, they're just right there trying to get to him. You almost knew that the Bills were going to pass it every down in the second half, it felt like. I'd love to see some balanced numbers from them in the second half because they were throwing the ball all over the field, man. And some of those shots, man, from NFL films, man, the snow just blowing, and you see Josh Allen kind of through the haze of snow, making throws down the field, man.
They showed that one where he hit Diggs on the crossing route, and they were like, the accuracy of it, and you could literally see his eyes like squinting because of the snow was coming down so crazy. It was just it was a playoff game, 100%.
Yeah,
against
it was great to
two
see
rivals.
The fans throwing the snowballs on the field when the Miami Dolphins were getting the red zone and stuff.
The volume, the sound that they were giving you from the stands and them singing the songs and everything. It was just it was crazy. And then obviously the Ravens losing to the Browns, another, division game. That was a very interesting game. It was crazy. Obviously, Deshaun Watson is still brushing off that rust. Very AFC North style game. It was like 13. Justin Tucker missed one field goal, had one blocked. Like, it was just a lot of one-offs in that game. And then obviously the greatest comeback in NFL history in the Vikings and Colts game. Jonathan
I'll
Taylor.
tell you what's crazy about that Ravens game, though, before you move on from that one. They sitting on 8 wins right now with a banged-up Lamar Jackson. To me, that shows you the value of that quarterback over there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you remove him from the offense, if you look at the scores of their games the last 3 weeks, even though they won, I know they won at least one. I think they won 2 of the last 3. That might be their first loss with Lamar Jackson out of the lineup. Their points per game has drastically dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And to come out of that game with 3 points, I think it shows you the value of the quarterback or the lack of preparation when you have a backup in the game, outside of Lamar Jackson. But really working with nothing over there, that team is still sitting on 8 wins and still can make their way into the playoffs. To me, that's just fascinating. It goes to show you that what that offense is doing. I mean, defensively, the Ravens are not that great this year. Their secondary, their pass defense has not been good. They don't got a great running game. Their running backs have been banged up all year. J.K. Dobbins has came back, definitely running the ball tough. They got some of the worst wide receivers in the league. We already know about the drop percentages. We've talked about that enough on our Thursday shows. And they're still finding ways to win games. And you can't forget that they choked in like 3 games at the beginning of the year. They were sitting at 3-3 when they really could have been a team that was sitting at like, more like a 4-2 record or maybe even a 5-1 record. So, big shout out to all the Baltimore Ravens fans around here in the DMV, man, because that team is showing it, that they can battle through adversity, and they're showing their resilience.
Yeah, I mean, it happened last year. You saw the effect of not having Lamar last year. I want to say they were 6-3 or something along those lines when he got hurt last year, and I don't think they won a game.
I think it was closer to what they are now. I think they were like 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah, and I think it was 7 wins, and I don't think they didn't win another game after he got hurt. So I mean, like it's just, and I see some people in some of the chats, and I actually saw somebody on Whatnot in a card show the other day talking about that they would be better without Lamar Jackson. I'm just like, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, you better have a backup plan. You better have a backup plan, because
for sure,
to me, it seems like they rely on Lamar Jackson. And then when he's out the lineup, they really don't know what to do. I mean, do you remember this kid Huntley last year? Everybody was talking about he should get a contract because he came in and he played okay in a couple of games. But I think this game showed that. I mean, there's a reason why he's a backup in this league. He's not a terrible quarterback or nothing like that. But he's gonna need some more experience, and I don't think he's ready to take on the reins of any NFL team right now.
Yeah, and then obviously the Colts-Vikings game. I know I saw a couple people in the chat talking about Jonathan Taylor. That was a huge blow fantasy-wise. I mean, for most people, Jonathan Taylor was their number 1 pick, and for him to go out that early in a game in the first round of fantasy playoffs for most people definitely hurt. But you had Justin Jefferson put up some numbers. KJ Osborne put up some crazy numbers in that game too.
He was the number 1 receiver for the Vikings in that game.
And then Dalvin Cook obviously had a big play, that 65-yard touchdown reception. Cousins put up 400 yards, obviously a couple of picks. I mean, I
like that game from Cousins, the way he battled back in that one. He had the 2 interceptions, but he had the 4 touchdowns. He threw for like 465 yards. And I was looking around on my Twitter timeline. I was a little bit busy in the middle of that game when the comeback was happening. And I saw a lot of people, Kirk Cousins, a lot of Giants fans looking forward to that matchup, saying that Kirk Cousins is garbage and Kirk Cousins sucks. And then I look up and they're down by 8 points. It was right when the fumble that got called back, which should have went the Vikings' way. I know they blew the whistle a little early or something, but that should have been a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And I'm looking up like, maybe you might want to go back and take a look at these tweets again, because they're not aging well right now. Kirk Cousins putting that team on his back late, and they had multiple opportunities to get back in that game, and they took advantage of that.
I mean, if you want to talk about crazy bets, because I will tell you that Awthentik, I was with Awthentik when the Buccaneers Falcons Super Bowl. And I was extremely sick, and I had to leave and go home from Scotty Boom's house during that Super Bowl at halftime. And when I left, I made a bet because I was like, they're going to come back and win this game. I said Buccaneers. It was the Patriots, excuse me. Patriots and Falcons Super Bowl. And I made the bet, and they came back and won, and I won a crap ton of money on that bet. Like, there was probably some people out there that had the stones to be like, Minnesota's going to come back and win this game, and took that bet at halftime and made an absolutely insane amount of money on an live in-game bet on that game. So
it takes a little crazy to make that kind of a bet, especially with the Vikings. With Tom Brady,
a little bit easier.
In the Super Bowl, a little bit easier, right? But with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings they were down by 33 points, right?
33-0, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thought that game
largest
was way
comeback
out of reach,
in NFL history. So yeah, it would have taken some cojones for sure. So big shout out to everybody who is watching us right now here on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you guys are here. If you guys have any fantasy football questions, make sure you drop those in the chat. We are here to answer those questions throughout the show. We're going to go ahead and say some quick shout outs, answer some questions, and then we're going to get right into rapid fire. Today's going to be a very crazy day for Awthentik and The Beard as we are prepping to head to the flex at FedEx. Okay, tonight,
like that.
Awthentik and The Beard will be there. Green Lot E. Come find us. Come hang out. Yeah, E40, sprinkle me. Come find us. We're going to have burgers and dogs and wings, so it's going to be a great time. So definitely come check us out and say hello to the fellas. Big shout out to Jameson. We want to send our thoughts and love to JMO, as JMO is dealing with dialysis right now. So big shout out to Coach Taylor. Longtime supporter, always first in the building. So we appreciate you, Coach Taylor, sending our love to you, brother. Gregory is in the building. Says, what's up, Awthentik and The Beard? He was first, but my messages have been removed. Anyways, let's parlay. I love it. I love that. Let's parlay. Big shout out to Greg. We appreciate you. Got a couple of early Cowboys fans in the house. Simon Coleman is here as well, letting us know RTDB.
Whoever does
you know
that
it.
the best today is going to win that game. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be quite the party for sure. Big shout out to Waterfly in the building. Appreciate you, my brother, as always. Beige Boy in the building. HTTC, you know it all day. Appreciate you stopping by and saying what's up as always. Edward Squires is in the building today. Says, hey, everyone, big game today. May the best team win. It's going to be a doozy indeed. I am on edge. I'm a little bit more nervous, I think, this week than the last matchup. And I was nervous the last matchup. So we're going to see.
You know what it is.
Texas Made is in the building. Says Cowboys going to thrive today. We'll see about that.
Cowboys, I got the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys against the Jaguars. I picked them on Thursday. I think that's going to be a good game, but I got the Cowboys taking them.
Big shout out to Crypto Move. Says, what up, Awthentik and The Beard. This is a big one, fellas. Enjoy the game. It's huge. One time in the building. Appreciate you, Crypto, joining us as always. Ali Akbar says, Dubbills. What's going on, Ali Akbar? Appreciate you stopping by. James Funk always holding us down on Facebook. Mac, the Giants fan, is in the building.
Salute.
Blazing Saddles, excuse me, says, y'all ready for the entire NFC East to make the playoffs? I am. I was put on the spot, and I said, Awthentik said, hey, listen, Beard, none of the Beard political correct answers. I need a yes or no. I'm going to put it on the line. And the Seahawks lost again. So
it's looking good right now. If them Jets could take care of business against them Lions, it's looking pretty good. But, hey, we got to take care of our own business right now. And I'm speaking from a Giants fan perspective here because, bro, it's not looking that good the last 5 weeks. It has not been looking that good. So we need to build that confidence up, man, get some W's before we try to even talk about the playoffs. But this is a big game coming up tonight for sure.
It sure is. And C-Bands never stay lacking 45. Yes, Jonathan Taylor was hurt, but he said Hill and Waddle stepped up, but he really needs Josh Jacobs and Miles Sanders to go off. I like Miles Sanders a lot today. I think Miles Sanders has a good game today. Josh Jacobs as well. That run defense he's going up against is a little bit tough at times, but Josh Jacobs has been an absolute machine.
And don't forget he had
year.
that pinky injury or whatever it was last week, too, to kind of slow down his productivity late in that game.
Now, I don't remember exactly. I think they snapped it back into place. Either that or he's wearing some sort of special tape job.
He was.
On that
they were.
hand.
What's it called? They buddy taped it last week. I remember.
Yeah. Ooh, that's the way they snap things back in place, man. Like, it's just never fun to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not my vibes. Are you hurt or are you injured, Coach? I'm injured. Get me out of the game.
Don't this thing right here. I don't know. No snapping right now, buddy. Big shout out to Kai 001 in the building.
What up, Kai?
Appreciate you as always. Max Webster wants to know how I'm feeling about Chase Young still not suiting up. Listen, it's if he's not ready, he's not ready. Like I understand the method behind what they're doing. I think the big thing is just the way that they've done it has kind of fueled the fire for the critics, if that makes any sense. Like, they kind of leading you on like he's going to play, he's not going to play. He's been looking really good in practice. He's probably going to play. He's not playing. Like it doesn't make sense to force it if it's not there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not necessarily upset. Obviously, like I would love to see him back on the field, but I don't want him back on the field. A, if there's a possibility he gets re-injured again. B, if he's just not going to be super productive. It doesn't make sense to force him out there.
It's a smart coach's play, man, for quarterbacks game planning against the Washington Commanders. You making him account for another guy. And even if you knew he wasn't going to play, that's still it's a bit of smoke and mirrors from a coaching perspective to make you have to over-prepare a little bit. It's what some Giants fans thought that they were doing last week, but I was thinking Saquon Barkley was really hurt last week. But Chase Young, I think they're kind of doing that just to make teams kind of over-prepare just a little bit. And it doesn't hurt their team to be like, okay, we're going to say he's probably going to play this week, and then he doesn't play. It doesn't hurt their team at all.
Exactly. Big shout out to one of our day ones, Bluegrass is in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, Bluegrass. Irish Rover, holding it down for my Irish brothers and sisters. Love your show, guys. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. We really do appreciate that. Let me just double check and make sure we don't have any other questions. Texas boys in here dropping his 11-3 Cowboys record. Big shout out to Renee. Appreciate you stopping by, brother, for the $5 super chat. Says, salute, fellas. Playoffs. I need 2. Saquon Barkley, Brian Robinson, Najee, or Jerick McKinnon, who has been absolutely on fire as of late for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is tough, but it's also not tough. Like, obviously my instant reaction is to go Barkley and Brian Robinson. Najee has been playing so much better over the last couple of weeks in comparison to how he was in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, he was in our sit list multiple times here on the Parlay. And like I said, when I read this super chat, McKinnon has been playing extremely well. But the problem is with McKinnon is the Chiefs remind me of like the old Patriots running backs. Like, you just never know who's going to end up getting the most touches. But at the same time, McKinnon has that capability of breaking a big play at any point in time. I'm going to go with my guts in the playoffs where there's no real room for error. I'm going to go Barkley and Brian Robinson. Like, I'm a little sketchy on Barkley because of the matchup, obviously, going against the buzzsaw of the Washington defense. and obviously he's a little bit banged up. But I think the safe bet here is to go Saquon Barkley and Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, for me right here, this is the biggest game of Saquon Barkley's career, pretty much. Everything on the line, man. The Giants got to win this game if they want to try to get to the playoffs. And it's at home for Brian Robinson and the Commanders. I like I said, man, homie said RTDB at the beginning of the show, whoever runs the ball better in this game is going to win this game. Both these teams are going to need to rely on that. We know Washington needs to rely on the run with Taylor Heineke at quarterback, and same thing goes for the Giants with Daniel Jones. We've been saying, stop Saquon Barkley, stop the Giants. So Saquon Barkley wasn't on the injury report this week. I'd look for him to have a big game. I think Brian Robinson's been pretty consistent throughout the whole entire year, so I'd go with those two.
I am going against Saquon Barkley in the playoffs in the league that Awthentik and I are in, so I'm a little nervous, obviously. When your opponent has Sunday night guys and Monday night guys, it's always like you're on edge more so than ever. And obviously that one hits a little bit more at home because he is facing the Commanders this week. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be an interesting game. Good luck, Renee. Hopefully you can pull out a victory in the fantasy playoffs. It would be awesome if, we get down to it week 17 and people are just flooding the chat in here being like, I want a championship. I want a championship. So we are actively rooting for each and every one of you who are in the fantasy football playoffs right now. Hopefully that you guys can come out of here with some victories. Big shout out.
You know who's coming out today?
Who's coming out today?
The big dog.
The big
Saquon
dog.
Barkley. Big dog vibes.
Big dog vibes.
Big dog vibes.
Like, can't even fit in the lung. Like, he just takes up the whole X-ray.
Easy 100 yards. Easy 100 yards on the ground.
Easy 100.
Easy 100 yards. That's why the beard is so nervous and why Awthentik is over here. Because it's big dog time right now. It's big dog time.
We are going to see, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you bring your dog treats, your water bowl, and food bowls to.
No, these are big dogs. We don't eat treats over here. Big dogs don't eat. We need chow. I'm
gonna need. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need some T-bone steaks raw.
Now we talking.
Bring those to Green Lot E40 today at FedEx Field. Authentic will be
T-bones.
accepting all raw T-bones. Okay. Big shout out to Brian Porras for the $1.99 super chat. Says first primetime win for Daniel Jones tonight.
Yes.
Book it. Authentic already guaranteed. You guys missed it. Check out our Thursday night episode that is up on our channel. Make sure you guys give that a watch before the game tonight. Get you guys a little bit prepared and hyped for that matchup.
They can't let me down. I'm in the building. Ain't no way they're gonna let me down.
You know what we should do? We should for next show, we should try and put together a record of what the Giants are and the Washington is in the games that Authentic and the Beard have attended. Because I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. I can remember a lot more losses than wins.
Oh, yeah. We up on y'all. In those games, we up on y'all.
In the games that we go to.
100%. I think I've only lost twice at the stadium before. One of them was recently, too, that offsides one. Yeah.
That was an insane game to be at in person. I'm looking forward to something close to that.
I like how you still can't remember your team's name, though, and the Washingtons.
Because I didn't want to. It's been the Redskins, it's been the Commanders, it's been it hasn't been the Commanders yet. It's been the Redskins and the Washington football team.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Commanders game.
This is your first Commanders game.
Listen, I was literally thinking in my head, I was like, wait, so when we score a touchdown, am I allowed to still sing the fight song? Like, is that still, I mean, last year we did it, even though we were the Washington football team. Hail to the Redskins.
Yeah, you could finesse the Commanders in there, a little extra syllable.
Braves.
All right, man. All right, we got shit to do today, man. Come on,
All right, my bad. Big shout out to Mini Jordan 718 checking in from Brooklyn. Says full PPR. Choose a wide receiver and a flex. Van Jefferson, big touchdown last week. DJ Shark, Chris Moore, Tutu Atwell, Skournick. You got all the Rams receivers. Isaiah Hodgins, Aguilar, Woods, Dotson, and Ramondre if active. Whew, this is a tough one.
Full
so
PPR,
you get to pick two.
A wide receiver and a flex. I like Ramondre Stevenson if he's active. Isaiah Hodgins just had a touchdown in each of his last appearances too, man. Chris Moore went crazy last week.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, Skournick. I'm just kind of staying away from that today. But, I mean, the Packers' defense is not fantastic. I think I go Ramondre Stevenson and Robert Woods.
I'm going to go Chris.
Seem to always be in shootouts. That's why I say that, too.
I'm going to go Chris Moore and DJ Shark.
Shark had that big game last week.
I mean,
tough for playoffs.
Yeah, this is very tough. So, I mean, the Texans are going to be down, I would imagine, playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I would imagine that they're going to have to, sling the rock. And DJ Shark, I just, that Jets defense is definitely tough. But I think that, when you have a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown and you're going up against a good defense, I feel like that opens up the opportunities for the number 2 guy. And I feel like Shark has been playing well. So I would go Shark and Moore.
Ramondre didn't get many touches last week either, man. So that is a little bit sketchy. I know he was coming back from being banged up too. He only had 3 attempts last week, and they targeted him 3 times in the passing game. So yeah, that might make me renege that Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah,
Tutu Atwell is so dependent on the big play. If I'm not going Ramondre, I'm going Isaiah Hodgins. He's gonna get a couple.
I like Hodgins. I do. The volume's a little sketchy, but like you said, he's caught a touchdown in the past couple of weeks. I think he's proven to be a guy that is going to be on the field running routes, which obviously always helps. And it's just, and with Van Jefferson, Tutu, and Skournick, like that's tough because they're all the same guy basically.
Yep.
And I mean,
you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, so like it just gets a little tough. And Aguilar, I don't know, man. That Patriots offense is just so like hit or miss. And same thing with Dotson. Like Dotson, he just hasn't had a big game really. I mean, he obviously had the touchdown, but besides like early on in the season, it's been tough for him.
He's not getting the volume.
He's not getting the
right now.
volume.
He had 4 receptions for, I think, 40 yards against the Giants in that touchdown.
Yeah, so it's tough. I think you got to go, in that look at the volume on some of these guys and the opportunities. I think that's where you're going to find.
Yeah, all in all, there,
answers.
rule out Aguilar is pretty much what we're saying. Rule out the Rams wide receivers. Pick your best one there. Ramondre had a bad game last week, but before that, I was saying Ramondre Stevenson is like the unsung player of the NFL right now because low key he was averaging like I believe it was 16 PPR points throughout the season, and not a lot of people were talking about him. But to be coming off of a game where you only had 3 attempts on the ground and 3 targets in the passing game, that's kind of tough. So what's left over there, I think you go with that.
Yep, I think that's the right move. This is another tough one. Big shout out to James checking in from Facebook. Cole Kmet or Gerald Everett?
I think I'm going Kmet in this matchup. Bears are going to have to score a lot of points to hang with the Eagles, and seems to be that's been, the security blanket for Justin Fields over there in Chicago. So I'd go with Kmet.
I love both of these guys. I think I would lean a little bit towards Kmet. I am a little bit biased. I do have Kmet on my team, and I am facing Everett in one of my playoff matchups. But I think the biggest point that Awthentik made there is a security blanket situation. And obviously they're going to probably have to find a way to pass the ball somewhat. And, with Everett, now that Mike Williams is back, Keenan Allen is back, those targets have kind of gone down a little bit with those guys back in the lineup. So I would lean Kmet as well. Big shout out to Mark Primetime 21, one of our resident Dallas Cowboys fans. Says, do you guys think Washington should just keep Young off the field till next year? So many delays for him. I think they just keep going the way that they're doing it. Like if they think that he can play and he's 100% and he can contribute to the team, whether it's 1 game, 2 games, a playoff game, if we make the playoffs, I'm not mad at that. I don't think that in the middle of a run, like if we were 3-13, yeah, I would say, let's just hold him out, right? But if you're in the middle of the playoff run and you have a guy who can be healthy and can contribute and help your team win, then you play him. But only in those situations would I do that. Big shot.
I'm right there with you, and I want to kind of touch back on that Everett Cole Kmet situation. I think one thing we overlooked, Tennessee Titans, man, their pass defense is god awful.
Yeah.
So the matchup is really good. And I did want to go back and look at the Philadelphia Eagles game against the Tennessee Titans where they blew them out and just kind of see what the productivity was from the tight end position. And it really was nothing. So just want to throw that out there. The Tennessee Titans pass defense is bad, but tight end definitely didn't do anything in that game against the Philadelphia Eagles. So maybe you flip a coin on that one.
Big shout out to James Funk, 2 running backs, Alvin Kamara, Cam Akers, my guy Knight, or Brian Robinson Jr. Who you taking out of those 2?
It's playoff time. Brian Robinson's probably a safe bet there. I haven't been keeping my eyes on Zonovan Knight the last couple of weeks.
He scored another touchdown last week.
He been getting the volume over there?
I mean, Michael Carter's back. James Robinson is there, but James Robinson hasn't really had much touches. I think Knight has kind of emerged as more of a guy there. And you're going up against the Detroit Lions defense. We know at times can be super sketchy.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the safe names. I'd go Robinson and go Alvin Kamara.
I think Kamara has a big game today. I really do. He has not played well at all this season. I'm expecting Kamara to have a breakout game. I'm not mad at any of them, really, because Akers, the volume hasn't been there, but it's been increasing. Obviously, my guy from Notre Dame, Williams, has been stealing a little bit of touches, but I think Cam Akers has scored a touchdown now in 3 straight games, if I'm not mistaken. And then obviously we talked about Knight going up against the Detroit Lions defense. I'm going to go Brian Robinson Jr. and Alvin Kamara. I think that's a safe play. I wouldn't get too cute with it. I know Kamara is a little bit, it's not technically a safe play because he hasn't really, I don't think he scored double-digit fantasy points in like 8 weeks. So it's tough, but
yeah,
I
1,
just
2, 3, 4, 5 in 5 weeks. He had 33.8 versus the Raiders. But he's coming off back-to-back bad games against Tampa Bay and the San Francisco 49ers. He had 12 carries for 26 yards. And then the week before that against the 49ers, he had 7 carries for 13 yards. But that looks like he's kind of due for a big game there.
Yeah,
They're coming off the bye week too.
which might be helpful, and that's going to be an interesting matchup. That's against the Falcons.
Yep.
Right, Saints Falcons. Yeah. Big shout out to James Funk. Says can only pick one flex: McKinnon, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, or Z Knight. That. There's a lot of good names in there. I love McKinnon right now. Obviously, I'm a big Aaron Jones guy. DeAndre Hopkins would be my answer, no question about it, if it wasn't Colt McCoy playing quarterback against the Denver Broncos defense.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup.
That's a tough matchup. I personally think Zach Wilson's back at quarterback. I want to go Garrett Wilson. I really do. But maybe Aaron Jones, because he's going to touch the ball more than guaranteed, I would imagine, more than all of those guys. It would be a toss-up for me between Aaron Jones and Garrett Wilson. That is super tough.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I'm looking into Garrett Wilson as well too, because he had that stretch where he played really well, but Zach Wilson doesn't help him, I feel like. And that's
Attack
a big
is back,
issue,
Jack.
Man. Yeah, put him on that bench, bro. Zonovan Knight at running back, volume might be a name you might want to, put in the flex position there. I think I'm going Zonovan Knight or Jerick McKinnon.
We did not help you very much there, James. We apologize.
I mean, Olave, damn. Nah, I'm going Olave or Zonovan Knight. That's where I'm going.
And I'm going to either go Aaron Jones or Garrett Wilson. So we eliminated one for you in DeAndre Hopkins. So hopefully that helps you, James. Fishing, Ramondre or McLaurin in the flex is tough. I can't decide.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go McLaurin.
I think I'm gonna go McLaurin too. Ramondre the volume is in question now, and I think that's the biggest issue right now. So McLaurin, you know what it is. They're gonna try to stop him, but his last game against the New York Giants, he had 108 yards on 8 receptions. So I'm going Terry McLaurin.
Big shout out to Gareth. Wants to know if Awthentik's going to start producing me after hearing my singing.
I've known this dude for a long time, and we ain't producing that singing. Trust and believe, Gareth, we're not producing that. I was trying to ask him if the Commanders would fit in place of the Redskins in the fight song. This man went and sang the whole fight song.
I didn't sing the whole thing. I got through a little bit before you
off.
cut me off.
Like we was on American Idol. All right, that's enough. It's gonna be enough for me, dog.
Oh man! Big shout out to Cry Vase. Wants to know we going Evan Ingram or Joe?
I think it's Cavase, not Cry Vase. I think it's Cavase.
Oh, my bad, Cavase.
There's no R there. What'd you say? How did you pronounce Evan Ingram? That was good.
Oh, my bad, brother. Cavase, we going Evan Ingram or Jawan Johnson?
I mean, Evan Ingram, man, you might as well play your hand here. He had a big game last week. I'm going Evan Ingram.
Jawan Johnson, it can pop up and pop out. Evan Ingram's been pretty solid this year, even outside of that huge game. So I'm going to go Evan Ingram.
Catches on the year, man.
Yeah, he's been a guy over there. Shout out to Ray W. Rashad White or Isaac Pacheco. Full PPR. I'm going Pacheco.
I think I'm going Pacheco too, man. He's been running tough. It's sketchy in that backfield, but I think I'm going Pacheco.
Big shout out to Texas Made. Zonovan Knight, Travis Etienne. I think Zach Wilson might ruin Knight's game. If White was playing, I'd lean to Knight. If White was playing, but Wilson has me looking to Etienne. Whew.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big matchup for the Jacksonville Jaguars too. And they're going to be facing the run a lot in that game. The only thing you want to hope for is that they don't get down too crazy on the scoreboard and abandon the run. But I like Etienne in the matchup.
I also like Etienne. I think Etienne is poised for a big game this week.
Let's not forget about the Dallas Cowboys rush defense. I know I've been talking about them being better the last 3 games, but they are ranked 24th too.
Very true. Is there an official? We probably won't get an official word, but have you had any updates? You don't think he's playing?
No, I don't think he's playing. They talked about him possibly being back against the Vikings.
This is an interesting one. Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
You would ask this question, Mark. I'm going Jalen Hurts, man. Dak Prescott ain't throwing for over 300 yards all season.
Jalen Hurts, without a doubt, no question about it. Big shout out to our guy, R. Fasanelli, 22, checking in from Twitch.
Good.
Jerry Jeudy or Hollywood Brown?
Jerry Jeudy. Dang, they're both dealing with backup quarterbacks, right? No
Yo,
Russell
that
Wilson
game
today.
is Brett Rippon versus Colt McCoy.
Yeah, Brett Rippon got a little bit of experience with Jerry Jeudy. I'm going with Brett Rippon one time, man, representing for his pops out there. I can't rely on Hollywood Brown and Colt McCoy. Can't do it.
I think that I like both these guys. Obviously, both backup quarterbacks. The difference between the two is I think Denver's defense is extremely better than Arizona's defense. So that would lean me towards Jerry Jeudy. Big shout out to Max Webster. This is another tough one. Travis Etienne or Brian Robinson Jr. at RB2.
Brian Robinson Jr. Closer matchup. You know, there's that potential that the Cowboys go in there and just really take care of Jacksonville and they abandon the run. I think Brian Robinson, you know what you're going to get. It's probably going to be somewhere between about 70 and 100 yards, maybe a touchdown.
It's tough for me because Travis Etienne also has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Brian Robinson kind of showed us that,
a
against
little
the Giants
bit
last time, right?
He did. But Travis Etienne, he can give you that 60-yard play.
He's had some duds the last 3 weeks before coming out the bye. He hasn't breached 5 points in PPR leagues. I'm sorry, in standard leagues. Let me check him in PPR real quick. In PPR, he hasn't breached 8.
I'm gonna go Brian Robinson. That's tough, Max. That's really tough.
He had 17 attempts last week, too, on the ground. He only had 32 yards. Something's going on with him, man. Something's going on.
Yeah, he might be a little bit banged up.
Yeah.
This one right here is a little bit easier for me. DeAndre Hopkins or Mike Williams. I love D-Hop. Don't love the matchup. Don't love the backup quarterback. Mike Williams is an absolute dog. I've said it before. If he can stay healthy, he is a absolute dog. I love Mike Williams tonight, especially against that Tennessee defense.
That's the biggest problem with Mike Williams is the staying healthy, man. That's definitely been an issue for him, man. He had the ankle sprain, came back, got hurt again. Kind of want to just see what he's done here the last couple of weeks as well. So he's coming off 17.6 after being knocked out against the Raiders. So, yeah, I think I'll go Mike Williams in this one too, man. D-Hop, that is tough, man. It's going to be very tough for him.
Big shout out to Fasanelli, once again, checking us out on Twitch. Says DeAndre Swift or Brian Robinson?
Swift been playing well as of late. Jets defense, though, is pretty tough. I still go Brian Robinson, I think. Damn, that's I don't even feel right saying that. Coin flip, man. That's a coin flip right there. I appreciate you holding us down on Twitch. I think that's a coin flip because Swift in the passing game and the big play capability is way higher than Brian Robinson.
Yeah, but he loses a lot of those goal line touches, I feel like, though, too, to
Jamal Williams, yeah.
Jamal Williams, yeah.
Let me see what he's coming off of. He had a bad game against Minnesota. Go Brian Robinson. DeAndre Swift has one big game since week 3. He's got one big game. Since week 3, he's got one game over double digit in standard leagues. And in PPR, he's got one game over 20 since week 1.
Yeah.
I think I go Brian Robinson is safe. If you want to be risky, you might want to mess around with Swift, but I think you go Brian Robinson.
And I'm also going to concur with that. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. We made it through. We got one more. Big shout out to Bryce coming in at the buzzer beater.
You know
Saquon or Cam Akers?
It's big dog time, Bryce. It's big dog time right now. Bryce, come on. Put that man Saquon Barkley in that lineup, man.
Big shout out to Bryce. I'm going to go Saquon Barkley as well. Big shout out to our guy, Ben Noggle, checking in. What's going on, man? Big Ben? How you doing, brother? I don't believe Scotty Booms will be at the game, but if we do see him, we will definitely send our hellos for you. We appreciate you joining us as always. Thank you very much. Ben Noggle checking in, I believe, from the mountain. So big shout out to
Seattle, Washington, I believe.
Noggle.
Big
Utah,
shout out.
maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give you guys rapid fire now. We'll drop a couple of names of guys that we want to, add to some people that you might want to keep your eyes on for maybe DraftKings or anything like that. Jack Del Rio is joining us on game day. So we want to give a big shout out to the Washington Commanders for allowing Jack Del Rio to give us a little bit of time today here in Awthentik and The Beard.
Oh, I was like, where you going with this, bro?
Jack Del Rio says, shout out to the chat for forcing Awthentik to keep picking Brian Robinson. I'm sending this link to Scott Turner. He needs a boost. So shout out to Jack Del Rio and the Commanders organization for allowing us to have you on the show today.
Hey, you know what it is, man. Real recognize real, man. I ain't about to be up here just lying because I'm a big fan of the team. You know, we see a lot of Giants fans do that with other quarterbacks around the NFC East. I will not allow myself to do that. We got to be not pessimistic, not optimistic, but very, very realistic here. This should be a close game tonight. We'll see.
Yes, indeed. And big shout out to everybody.
And what else y'all going to do? Y'all got to run the ball.
Yeah, RTDB, baby.
Watch Taylor Heineke throw for like 404 touchdowns after saying that.
Listen, that would be, I don't know where my brain
This is the secondary to do it against. I will keep it real with you on that.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 53 people watching with us right now. So it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to go through rapid fire. We're going to give you guys our picks, our overs, our unders, our spreads, and we might sprinkle in a couple of names here and there. We shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first game on the slate is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. They are headed.
I got you, brother. You know I got you.
That was a mistake. I was on the switched reverse roles there. The Philadelphia Eagles are headed to Justin Soldier Fields to face the Chicago Bears. The Eagles are 12-1. They are 9-point favorites. The Bears, on the other hand, are 3-10. The over-under in this game is a pretty high, 48.5. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
I think this game might be a little bit closer than people are anticipating here, man. Like I talked about on Thursday, this is going to be the battle between two future franchise quarterbacks in Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts. I think that the Eagles going to take care of business, but give me the Chicago Bears to cover, and I'm going to take the over 48.5.
I am I was leaning towards that over, but I don't know. I'm going to take the over. I think you're right. I'm going to take the over 48.5. I'm going to take the Bears to cover the 9. I'm going to take the Eagles to win the game. I'm expecting it. This should be fun, actually. Jalen Hurts.
It should be exciting.
Justin
a lot of big
Fields.
plays, man. Good running from the quarterback position. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think the Eagles will keep a 2-score lead throughout most of it, and then the Bears will battle back late and maybe cut it to a 1-score game in garbage time.
Backdoor cover.
Exactly.
This next game is probably going to be one of the more exciting games, actually, at the 1 o'clock slate. That's going to be the Detroit Lions, who are 6-7. They are headed to New York. Zach Attack is back. Jack, the Jets are 7-6. The Jets are 1-point favorites. The over-under in this game is 43.5. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to take the Detroit Lions. I really do. If this game was at home for Detroit, I would 100% take Detroit to win this game. I'm going to take the Jets to win this game. I don't know why. I'm probably making a bad decision here, but I'm going to take the Jets to win, and I am going to take the... I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under 43.5.
I think you might be wrong on both of those right there. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions in this one. A lot of people thought they couldn't play in the cold when they came to MetLife against the New York Giants. They put up 30-plus in that game. This is the highest scoring offense as far as 30-plus games this year. I think they have like 6 now or 7. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions just off the strength of their offensive productivity. The Jets, Zach Attack is back. I don't know, man. It's probably not going to be the vibes today, to be honest, man. That kid might be on his way up out of there. They might have to figure out a way to get a new quarterback. But I'm going to take the Detroit Lions outright, and I'm taking the over, man. They score over 30 damn near every game. The Jets should be able to put up a good 13 at least. You know what I'm saying? Should be a good one.
I'm going to give you this. Zach Wilson goes over 200 yards and throws for 3 touchdowns today.
All right, let's move on, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-8. Okay? But listen, here at Awthentik and The Beard, we want Mike Tomlin to win because we want Mike Tomlin to get to 500 or better.
It's a wrap.
So
no Kenny Pickett today again, right? No Kenny Pickett.
No, Mitch interception. Bisky is taking the start. So the Steelers are 5-8. They're headed to Carolina. The Panthers are 5-8, coming off a big win. They're 3-point favorites. The over/under in this game is a disgusting 37.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers in this one, and surprisingly, I'm going to take the under, man. This should be a very low-scoring game, man. I'm looking at like maybe a good 16-10, 16-13, maybe kind of a vibe or something like that. So yeah, give me the Panthers in this one, and yeah, they'll cover that 3. They'll cover the 3.
I would love to take the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm also going to take the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to cover, and I'm also going to take the under. I think you hit it all on that one right there. Up next is quite possibly as polar opposite can get. The Kansas City Chiefs are 10-3. They are a whopping 14.5-point favorites at Houston. The Texans are 1-11-1. The over/under in this game is a surprising 48.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
48.5.
I'm going to listen. The Chiefs are going to win this game, but I think the Houston Texans have proven to everybody that they can cover spreads at least. I'm going to take the Texans to cover the 14.5.
I'm going to take crazy. 14.5 is just crazy.
They were 17.5-point favorites, underdogs, to the Cowboys last week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Texans to cover, Chiefs to win. I'm actually going to take the under 48.5 in this game.
I got to look at odds, right? You got the Cowboys 17.5. The game was way closer than especially Cowboys fans anticipated. There's no way that 2 weeks in a row the Texans can cover double-digit spreads. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to take the over in this one. I think that the Texans can score about 10 points. The Chiefs are going to put up about 40 in this one. So they're not covering that 14.5. Give me the Chiefs one time.
Oh, man. Up next, Hotlanta, the Atlanta Falcons, who are 5-8, and bringing on my guy, who I really like, making his NFL debut today, Mr. Desmond Ridder. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to watch a guy, watch this game. Desmond Ridder is a gamer, but with an arm, okay? He's got all the intangibles. I absolutely love this kid coming out of the draft this year. I think he's going to be a special talent moving forward in the National Football League. He's going to be it might be rough at times. It's going to be a bit of a transition, but I'll never forget when I watched him play in Notre Dame for the Cincinnati Bearcats, and he came into Notre Dame and won that game. That was a monster win for them, and I remember watching him play that game and just realizing that he had that it factor. So Atlanta Falcons 5-8. They're headed to New Orleans. The Saints are 4-9. They are 4-point favorites. The over/under is 43.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With all that information, Authentic, who you got?
I'm taking the Saints in this one, man. I think the Saints have played resilient football this year. The record might not show it, but they're dealing with a lot at the quarterback position, man. Not too many weapons outside of Olave, but they find ways to move the ball through their passing attack too, man. And I think Kamara's going to have a big day. Give me the Saints in this one. I think the Falcons cover. I think it'll be a 3-point game.
I like the Falcons. I think the Falcons can win, but I think the safe play here is what you said. I think I'm going to take the Falcons +4. That over/under 43.5 is right on that line. I'm going to take the over 43.5 in this game. And like I said earlier, I expect Alvin Kamara to have a big game as well. But I'm really mostly excited to see what Desmond Ridder can do given this opportunity. Up next, upset alert. The Dallas Cowboys are 10-3. They are 4-point favorites. They are headed to Duval to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 5-8. The over/under in this game is 47.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know where I'm going. this is upset alert. Jacksonville Jaguars will win this game. And I'm going to take the over 47.5.
Let me tell y'all something about the Beard here, okay? So his sister, she's a Cowboys fan, right? But she came out the womb after him. I came out the womb and my brother was wearing that dark blue immediately. So my whole entire life I've had to deal with a sibling being a Cowboys fan. But I don't got as much hate in my heart as that guy over there does for them Cowboys over there. I'm going to give y'all flowers. I think y'all win this game, and I think y'all win it convincingly. Dallas Cowboys are going to cover that 4, and we will hit the over. We are definitely going to get there.
Listen, I apologize to all my friends in the chat who are Cowboys fans.
You ain't got no friends in the chat that are Cowboys fans. They don't get down with you, bro.
Kai, J-Mo, Gregory, Mark Primetime. You guys might win this game. Jaguars will at least cover, but I think they actually come away with the upset in this game.
Look at the scores, too, that people are predicting. Gregory with the 34-21 looks good. Stephen White, 31-17. Jameson 39-17. All them scores look about right. We'll see, man. We'll see. I was wrong on the Cowboys last week, but they did finish. Had that 99-yard drive, I believe it was, 98-yard drive at the end of the game to really seal the deal there. I think they come out with a little bit more, prioritizing, hey, we're about to be in the playoffs. You got to make it happen here.
Oh, there's a lot of guys coming at me right now.
Pause.
Pause. Up next, probably the ugliest game of the day is going to be the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-9. They're headed to Denver, who's 3-10. The Broncos are a 1.5-point favorite. The over-under is disgusting, 36.5. Kickoff is at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
I'm going to randomly take the Broncos in this one. I mean, they're favored by 1.5. I think they'll cover the 1.5 and give me the over 36.5 in this one. I don't know. I'm Mark Rippon's his nephew or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll rock with him today. This is going to be a weird game. Who knows? It might be high scoring. Got a bunch of backups out there.
I'm going to go Arizona Cardinals. I think Colt McCoy is a little bit more seasoned
you
here.
Sure about that? Remember that defense. Don't forget that defense. I just want to give you that before you make your pick.
I'm going to take the under 36.5. I think the Cardinals probably win this game like 13-10 or something like that. So that's where I'm going to go with that one. Up next, the New England Patriots. The Patriots and the Raiders. This is a weird one. Two weird teams. Never know what you're going to get out of these guys. The Patriots are 7-6. They're headed to Vegas. The Raiders are 5-8. They're 1-point favorites. The over-under is 45. Kickoff is at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, Derek Carr absolutely doo-dooed the bed when I needed him most. But I have to go back to him because Lamar Jackson is hurt. Josh Jacobs, the Patriots are inconsistent. The Raiders are inconsistent. I'm going to take the Raiders. Give me the Raiders at home, and I'm going to take the over 45.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the Raiders. I'm going to take the over in this one. They favored by 1. It's an easy pick. I mean, I think the Patriots are a little bit overrated, man, and offensively, they really don't got no guys over there. No consistency on that offense. Shout out to Joe Judge one time over there, man.
The Tennessee Titans, coming off of a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, are 7-6. They're headed to L.A. to face the Chargers, who are coming off a big win against Miami. They are also 7-6. There are playoff implications on the line. The Chargers are favored by 3. The over-under is 46.5. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
Give me the Chargers, man, and give me the Chargers to cover that 3. Justin Herbert, man, he's doing a lot with a little. A lot of injuries over there with the Chargers and whatnot. They're getting back healthy, and you're starting to see it, impact their passing game now. So I'm taking the Chargers. Titans got one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. This one should be a thrilling game to watch offensively, especially from the perspective of the Chargers. So I'm definitely taking that over 46.5. But give me the Chargers and give me the Chargers to cover.
I also like the Chargers. And listen, big shout out to the Tennessee Titans tight end. I gave you guys that last week. He absolutely balled out. Okongwu, I think is how you properly say his last name. I expect him to have another big game. I think there's going to be a lot of fun fantasy plays in this game. I like this game a lot for DraftKings stacks. So stack this game if you're playing DraftKings. I'm going to take the Chargers minus the 3. I'm going to take the over 46.5. Up next, Cincinnati Bengals, 9-4. Shout out to the graphics department. They are headed to Tampa Bay. The Bengals are favored by 3.5. Tampa Bay is 6-7. Over-under is 45. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a really weird game because I love the Bengals. I'm going against Joe Burrow in both of my fantasy playoff matchups. It's going to hurt to see him do really well. Tampa Bay is kind of in a must-win situation here. That division is just an absolutely abomination, the NFC South right now. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals to cover the 3.5, and I'm going to take the over 45.
I mean, we're getting down here to the end here, and I haven't really picked an upset, so I think it's about time we do that. I'm going to take the Bucs, man. I think Tom Brady's going to be pressing, man. You got to get a win here in this spot, man. You know, Atlanta Falcons are definitely on your heels there. I know they took an L last week, though, so definitely got a little bit more space. But I'm going to take the Bucs in the upset, man. I just got a feeling here, man. Tom Brady, he's been playing some tough football the last couple of weeks with his surroundings really not helping him out as much as he would like, I'm sure. And there's going to be a urgency in this game for Tom Brady and that Buccaneers team. So I'm going to take the Bucs, man, after getting blown out. What was that, 28 to something like last week?
I think it was worse than that. I want to say it was like 40-something. I don't know.
40 was it? No, it wasn't 40. It wasn't 40.
It was like 33 at least.
I think it was 30-something.
37. I think it was 37.
Sure. 35 to 7. Yep.
Yeah,
21 in the second quarter in that game. Good God.
Yeah, it started to go downhill really fast. Up next is going to be the Monday night matchup. You want to talk about Hollywood? Your guy, my guy, our guy, Baker the Creator, Mayfield, and the Los Angeles Rams are 4-9. They are headed to Green Bay, though. Don't count out Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay Packers in this playoff situation. They're 5-8 in a must-win situation. They are 7-point favorites. The over-under in this game is 39.5. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday night. I love you, Baker, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Monday night, at home, in December, must-win game. I'm going to take the Packers, but I think Baker Mayfield and the Rams find some sort of magic in a hat and find a way to make it close. I would take the Rams to cover. I also like the over 39.5 in this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. What's so crazy is the Rams are not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. It's kind of interesting sitting in fourth place right now in that division. But I'm going to go Green Bay as well, man. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play a little urgent as well, man. You know, they're talking about that career kind of coming to an end here, man. Maybe he buys himself some time to, work something out with another team or something there. But, I mean, come on, man. Primetime game, Aaron Rodgers against Baker Mayfield, who just got over there last week. I got to go with Aaron Rodgers one time. So I'm taking the Packers. I'm going to take the over 39.5, and I think the Packers will cover that 7.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moments of truth, the moment you've all been waiting for. It is the game of the week, the game of the year. The New York Giants are 7-5-1. They are headed to Washington for the rematch. What most people are calling, after the Beard had made it up, the Flex at FedEx. Live on Sunday Night Football. The Commanders, 7-5-1, are 4.5-point favorites. The over-under is 40.5. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik and The Beard will be here. We secured the tickets bright and early this morning after extensive research and a lot of hair pulling. Yeah, shout out to the research department for pulling these tickets out. We will be in the Green Lot E parking lot. As soon as those gates open, we will have burgers, wings, dogs, a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. So if you guys are going to the game, make sure you head over to Green Lot E40 to check out Awthentik and The Beard. Listen, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Give me the Washington Commanders to win. I do think the Giants find a way to get this game close. I think this is a 3-point victory for the Washington Commanders. I'm going to take the over 40.5. I'm going to go 20. I'm going to take the over 40.5. I'm going to go 24-21.
Did you write down our scores from last show?
I didn't, no.
Because my girl was telling me, she's like, I think you picked 27-21. And we ended up watching Little Giants the other night. And the final score of the game in the Little Giants was 27-21. See where I'm going with this, right?
I see where you're going with this.
Giants win this game 27-21. One time. Big dogs.
I was waiting for that one to go.
Big dogs,
Yeah,
man. Big dogs.
Listen, Awthentik and I have been doing this game together for, I want to say it's 13 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I've been sober for 11 and a half, and I was definitely very drunk for that one game where I went viral with my shirt off.
Oh, yeah. That was, and I want to say that time we weren't really tailgating like that back then, too.
Yeah, we did like a mini tailgate. That was when we were with like Damon and everybody. We were like in the Silver parking lot, and we got hammered, and we had to walk through the woods, and it was raining, and it was,
It was allegedly some 420 activity going on up in the 300s, too. I do remember that.
Yeah, they kicked Red Cheeks out of that game. Well, they tried to.
Yeah. Shout out to LVC.
That was a crazy.
We got to find that video. People won't believe that's you.
It's still out there. It's still out there.
I remember it was on YouTube. Somebody had it up there. We'll find it. We'll go digging for it. I might even bookmarked it for it. I might have it in my YouTube underneath a playlist or something.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited. Definitely make sure you guys check us out. It's going to be close. It's going to be a close game. But we are excited. Green Lot E40. Come check us out, ladies and gentlemen. We do appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight. We're going to get to a couple of quick little chat messages before we get out of here because we want to make sure everybody has enough time to set their lineups. And like I said, we got a whole lot to do. 27 points. Bold move predicting Taylor to throw 2 pick sixes, but okay. Says the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders defensive coordinator, Jack Del Rio, our special guest here today on Awthentik and The Beard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to some of these chats really fast, and then we're going to get you guys out of here. I did want to get to, okay, here we go. Big shout out to diehard Giants fan for the $10 super chat. He was not going to let us go without doing this one. What's up, fellas? Hope you both are doing well. Beard, respect this talent, brother. Let's hear it. All right.
He got off to a slow start out the
gates. Let's FG G-Men. Shout out to diehard Giants fan. Appreciate the support and the love.
Yeah, you came off the blocks a little slow there.
I caught up though. Big shout out to my guy.
World
Looks
Cup
like
is
we
tied
are
2-2.
going to extra time in the World Cup finale.
Like that.
2-2. Probably gonna turn that on when we get out of here. Shout out to Marjorie, always dropping Marge bombs in the chat, letting us know some Trayvon Walker is out for the Jaguars. That's critical for the Jaguars. Marshawn Lattimore is out. Cowboys' new wide receiver T.Y. Hilton is not active yet. Quentin Williams is out, and Kadarius Toney is active.
Love it. Love to see it, man. Do something today, Tony. You got another one from Marjorie, too. Some more bombs.
Ramondre Stevenson, questionable with an ankle injury, has what is described as a good chance to go as well. A pregame workout will determine his fate. I don't like those. Don't like those.
I don't like those.
We got another question from Twitch. Shout out to everybody watching us on Twitch today. Vic's Dog Daycare says, pick 2 in full PPR. I need a boom because my team sold yesterday. Kamara, Stevenson, Pacheco. That's easy for me. Kamara. And Pacheco.
Yeah. Pick 2, Kamara and I guess we'll go Kamara and Pacheco. All right. I'm with Pacheco.
Kamara
and one of them for sure.
Yes. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other questions. I think we are pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here we go.
We'll try to get you that video on Tuesday. I'll do a little digging when we get back from the game.
We can definitely get that up for you guys. There you go. Cernock said that's a sample you can use.
The $9.99? That would be a crazy trap beat, right?
A big shout out to Noah for the $1.99 super chat. Says, what's up, boys? Are we going Zay Jones or Jerry Jeudy full PPR? I'm going Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Zay Jones coming off that big game last week, too. And the little statistic I had from that matchup against the Cowboys, Jaguars are the only AFC team that has 3 receivers that have gone over 50 receptions already, and Zay Jones leads them right now with 69 receptions, I believe it is.
Big shout out to everybody in chat asking about do we have any bets on this game between the two of us. We've never really done that. No, like.
Yeah, no. This is for bragging rights, man, for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, whoever wins this game, you know, for the rest of Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, you know, we get to have that in our bag.
December, January.
Yeah.
February, March, April, May, June, July, till we get all the way back.
We'll be back. We'll be here on the Super Bowl episode and we'll be like, man, how about them Commanders taking down the Giants on Sunday Night Football? You remember that one? Spike don't care. Yeah, I figured that one was coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. This has been a blast. We're super stoked about tonight. We got 56 people in the chat right now. Big shout out to everybody watching us. Listen, good luck in fantasy football playoffs. We want to have as many of our viewers win championships as possible. That is the ultimate bragging rights for Awthentik and The Beard here on the Parlay, the best television show not on television. We got to go. We got to get out of here. We got to get ready. We're going to be in the stadium. We're going to be in the parking lot, Green Lot E40 today. As soon as the gates open, the grill's getting fired up. We will see you guys there. I'm going to let my guy take us out.
Y'all know what it is, man. Keep living those dreams. Keep raising that bar because the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. Big shout out to the podcast, GOAT Combat Jack. Rest in peace one time. And y'all know what it is. What is this, the flex at FedEx?
It's flex at FedEx.
It's big dog time. We'll see y'all on Monday for the Giant Overreaction and Tuesday to see another Giant Overreaction from that guy right there when the Commanders take this L tonight, man. Y'all be good. Enjoy y'all Sunday football. We'll catch y'all next episode.
Peace.
Tell